In this lesson, we'll learn more about available field types. I have custom form service documentation open, and here we can see information about available field types. Starting with type, then options. You will learn more about options later. Then how we can create such field using structure API, and how we can create such field using text API, and then screenshot of component. So first we have text. This is default, so there is no need to specify type. Next, checkbox. This time there is type, and you can see how you can specify type using text API. Then date. This is a date picker component. Then dropdown. Dropdown is a bit different. So first of all, to create dropdown, we need to specify items list. Those are options user can choose from. Each item requires ID, and there's optional label. If label is not specified, each part of the camel case ID is used as a distinct word in label. And because of items, we are not able to create dropdown using text API. Then radio, creation of this type of field is very similar to dropdown. Then code, creation of code is also very similar to dropdown, but this type of field is based on pills. You will see that in action shortly. Then custom domain code. This is just like code, but with predefined domains. You can see available domains here. Then we've got paragraph. This is text paragraph, and we are using text property to specify text. And last, there is separator, which allows to create visual separation between fields. I have prepared form containing all available field types. Let's go over. First, we have text field with default type text. Next, we have checkbox, date, dropdown, and I have specified items list, radio with items, code, and this type of field contains items list as well. Next, we have domain code field type, in this case, airport code. And I have added separator and paragraph with some sample text. Next, I am saving response from ICustomFormsService, and then I have added console log. You will know in a moment why. Now let's go to Sabre Red Web. Let's open form and go over all field types. Starting with text field. This is just simple input, and I can type in some text. Next, we have checkbox. Checkbox can be either checked or unchecked. Then we have date with date picker. Let's use date picker to pick some date. Moving on, we have dropdown with default value. Let's change this to premium. Next, we have radio field. So using this type of field, I can choose from available options. Let's say I want to have business. Next, we have code. I will pick premium. So you can see that code uses pills to render value. Next, we have airport code. And this type of field is very similar to code, but it allows user to choose from predefined domain, in this case, airport. Let's say I want to have Las Vegas. And then we have separator and paragraph, but I am not able to do anything with those types of fields. Now I will open and clear console. to be able to see response. Next, I will submit. And let's take a look. As you can see, each field contains value property with field value, starting with text field. Value is type string, and this is text we have entered. Next, we have checkbox with Boolean value, then date with string date, then dropdown with string value. This is ID of chosen item. Same goes for radio. And then we have code. As you can see, inside code, value is array containing ID of chosen item. Then we have airport code. This is also array with chosen item. As you can see, both code and domain code contains array as value. This is because those fields can have multiple values. You will learn more about that later. And then we have separator and paragraph without value. There is one more thing. Value property can be also used for pre-populating fields. Let's go back to code to see how it works. Let's add initial value to all fields. First, we have text field. So I will just specify value property and I will set value to example text. Next, we have checkbox. This is Boolean. I will set this to true. Next, we have date. Let's set date to current date. Then dropdown. Value needs to be ID of one of the items. Let's say I want to have economic. Same goes for radio. But at this time, I want to have business value. Then code. As you may remember, for code, we need to specify list. So this is list, and I want to have premium. Then airport code. This is also list. And let's say I want to have JFK, and then separator and paragraph without value. Now let's save and go back to Sabre Red Web. Now let's open form once again. And you can see all initial values, starting with text field, then checkbox, date, dropdown, radio field, code field, and airport code field.